Hi guys, it's Luetin here, and today we're looking at Rush on Markaz, and we're looking at defense. Now I've said before that I want to focus a bit more on defense in general. I want to talk about it, I want to show rounds of it, and I want to explain my thought process with it. And today it looks like I'm playing with Digital, Luke, and JFM, a couple of guys I regularly enjoy to play with. So to begin with, we're starting off moving up to the front line. Now often when I'm playing this map, A tends to be the primary one to get to, and the reason for that is that it's a straight line down the road. You'll tend to get vehicles come caning it straight down to A, the helicopter, the tank, and you can see, look, they've armed the target already. They've armed it so fast. I've tried to drop a load of mines down here to generally protect the area, but I'm going to have to get in on this. I'm going to have to get in here as hard as I can. And what they will do is they will sit like this, look, they will sit behind A and they can shoot in on it. So we're just trying to clear this area up here. I'm focusing on clearing the area out so that my guys can defuse, which they have done. But once you've cleared this up, and as you can see this guy right here, pistol action, my ass got saved right there. Now, when you defuse a target like that, once you have enemies in the area, you want to make sure that area is clear, and you can see that that time that we've spent focused on A, now they've moved around and moved across to B. So at this point I'm telling our guys, you can see that we've got 2-3 people. It's very difficult for me to kind of find those targets immediately because they have the drop on me. They're sitting there aiming, so I've got to be very careful. It's why I didn't want to spend... If I'd have stood at that doorway there aiming and taking my time to actually find the targets, they would have put me down no problem. So I had to have like a 2-second look, just find them. Managed to clip this guy here. And I'm generally doing my best to focus on this area, but let's look at A. Right now in game I'd be thinking, well, we've got a lot of action going on here. It means that A is going to be wide open. So I'm thinking about that whilst we're having here. I'm running around to try and take these guys out, but it looks like the area is clear. So who have we got over at A there? We've got 2-3 people over there, so we're not too worried about that, but we need to kind of renew and generally check the area out. Continuing to renew mines and just generally scout this area, make sure people are in. So kind of being quite mobile, moving around, trying to get into the targets. One of the, and you can see, here we go, and by moving around and making yourself a target, even if you get taken down, the fact that you're in that area means that you can identify targets, call it out. So right now, look, I can see a couple of people here. I'm definitely calling out to my guys. Alright, we got 2-3 people moving on the right hand side. Look at my team now. Okay, they're moving up here, they're trying to clear this area. So they are now aware that there are people in this area. And when you're defending that, something that people don't always take into account, they don't necessarily always appreciate this, that even if you die, the fact that you've even maybe spotted one guy, and you see now I'm aware that they're moving in and around this area, I can focus over here, I can clear their recon points, and I can generally sort of investigate this area, try and, you know, make people aware, and as we saw on the map, that's what my team were doing. So it's a really good thing to just kind of move around and stuff, and even if you get taken out, that's not really the thing that matters. The thing that matters is just that you moved over there and that you're trying to sort of focus on it. These helis being a bit dodgy in this area. It's very good to get sort of RPG kills on the helicopters on this map right here because so close. Because they fly in a very kind of risky style. They really do. You know, they come in low, they fly around low, and it can be quite easy sometimes to get these nice RPG kills on them. Going for another shot here. Whoa, he's going down. There we go. T90 got him. Nice shot from the T90 right there. Okay, now we've got the Abrams coming up and I'm starting to lay some mines. Oh, this just reminded me. What's this? My mines have got an amazing camouflage. Look at this. What the hell? God. I was so busy looking at my mines, I got SV98'd. But look at my mines. Seriously, I remember I got so fascinated by this in the game. Look! They've got an amazing... Oh, B's got armed. Okay, B's getting armed right now. Now you might notice that I'm not really paying much attention to B. I was talking to my team and they were like, don't worry, we've got it. So, if you see me doing things in games, I often talk. I could hear this guy arming. You could hear that beep beep. And they're coming in from behind the wall. They can arm this from outside the building, so they don't need to get in here. They can arm it just by coming up behind. That's why A gets taken out often very fast, is because they can come right up and they can just arm it like from right here. So all they need to do is make a hole in that back wall and they got it. And also notice, like I said we need to clear this road area, we need to check this area, make sure they're not coming in here and so on and so on. Got the heli coming in at the same time. Now notice we got them down to about 43 tickets, and we're doing a generally pretty good job. This first base is, it's not easy or hard. I would say it's a nice balanced first base. They have a lot of routes that they can get in. They can go wide either side. They can arm A very easily. B is a little bit more tricky, but once you get B armed, provided you've got some, where I was just aiming there, this end of the road, once B is armed, you can stay down there, and you can see here, look, they're still coming in on the right. Notice that nice kind of burst range with the ACR. The ACR performs so nice at that kind of medium range if you can just get a burst of like 8 shots. I'm still kind of like, I haven't had a chance really to sort of play tons of Battlefield this week because coming up to Christmas I'm hella busy, and I really haven't had loads of game time. Also, notice that they are down a few on players. I would point out though that when I played this evening, or when this game happened, we were playing multiple games in a row, and both teams had people dropping on and off. Like I had games where I had 5-6 people leave off my team, and then people would drip back in. So there are a few players down, but you will see that things sort of will change as we go along here. So don't think that just because there are a few players down, that's why they're having a hard time. Unless a team is hugely imbalanced by like half or something, I often will not kind of rebalance the team, because I know that as soon as I rebalance a team, more players will come in on the other side or whatever, and it just means that it's like a never-ending cycle. As soon as you fiddle around with it, more people will leave or come or whatever, so it's best to just kind of, even if you're a couple of players down, you can fight in, and sometimes having less players can be an advantage, because when you have less players it means there's less people getting killed all the time, and not in all situations, but sometimes. I was just marking that sniper there to make other people aware of him. But sometimes when you have less players, it can give you more options, because having less players means you have more tickets to play with, because obviously, you're not going to be losing tickets as quickly. Here comes the heli again for a little run. Are we going to get him this time? Yes, we are. Down he goes. That is the danger of using these scout helis on these maps and coming in nice and low. It's often, you really want to maybe keep your distance a little bit, and especially if you've got a guy sitting in the C around thing, like marking targets and whatever, designating from the passenger seat. It can be really useful. Back to my awesome mines. Look at this. Look at this. This is clearly, I don't know if this happens on other maps or if it's literally just here. This is the first time I've ever seen it. You place it and it like goes under the sand. Unbelievable. I actually wish that this was part of the game. I don't know whether you guys agree. Maybe if you're on a hard road, okay, right, if you're on a hard road, then I think the mines should be visible. Yeah, they just sit on the road. But if you're on like dusty surfaces like this, or for example snow maps, I really feel like they should be kind of going under, like exactly like that is. Now that's clearly some kind of weird glitch, I think, but I've never seen it before, so it was literally the first time I put it down and I was like, oh my god, the mine's going into the ground. Weird, really, really weird. So test that out. If anybody else has found that happens anywhere else, I'd be interested to know. I just kept coming back to it because I was so fascinated by it. Okay, tanks kind of moving up and stuff. You can see we lost a few people down here on the right hand side, so I think I would have called out to that, said to JFM and that, I said, okay, there's a couple of guys going down on the right hand side, so you want to watch that. Yeah, look, I was telling him, look, JFM, and there he goes, getting those kills. So you see, that's again good communication there between this squad. Again, I didn't see anybody, but I noticed the skull and crossbones up there on the right, so it was clear that they were pushing on that right hand side. So I just immediately, nice tank kill there, I just immediately made JFM aware that there were guys in that area. Okay, here we come with the scout heli again. Can we make it too? I think we do, but not straight away. Now, an important point to make is that you'll notice that they have sort of stopped pushing forward. They're going on 20 tickets, and this is a lesson to be learned here, I tell you. Not just this, but coming up in the next couple of bases, you'll see how things turn significantly towards them. Fired way too late. Oh no, I didn't. No, down he goes again. Now these two guys here, Kai and Jizzler. Now you guys have probably noticed that I play with Kai and Jizzler fairly often, and they're a couple of my kind of general squad team that I play with on and off. And both of them are very, very good players. Something else you'd be interested to know is that neither of them have mics. They don't use mics, but they don't need to use mics because they're very, very good. They listen as well. They listen, but they don't have mics, so they can't tell me stuff. It's not ideal, but they're people that I play with because they often don't need to be told what to do. They're very, very good players. They can generally just get on with the game, and I don't have to say to them, guys, look left, look right. They're always in the right place. They're always doing things. And this is something I said to No Smoking, and you guys know as well, No Smoking is a guy I've played with for a long time. He's very, very good, and again, I put him with those guys. All of these guys that I play with regularly do not require instruction. Quite often people notice when I'm in servers in games, I'm like, go left guys, what the hell, move up, blah blah blah, rah, rah, rah. And I'm trying to generally shout and bark orders at people, trying to get people to be in the right place and do the right thing. I got that kill, yay. ACR just showing its nice little long-range skills. Probably could have done it a little better, but I was under fire. So yeah, the thing is that when you have people that know what to do, they don't need to be told where to go and what to do because they're usually already doing it. And I said this to the team. I said, guys, watch out. I said, you need to be careful because Jizza and Kai know what they are doing. I said, they will be all over us and they will be pushing for the win because these guys, they're not going to sit back and go for kills. They will not do that. They will push for the objective. They will try to win the game. It doesn't matter how many tickets. Now look, 11 tickets. You would think that this game was a certain win for us, 11 tickets. You would think that this game was over, basically. I mean, look, there's no enemy down here. How are they possibly going to win this round? You know, how are they possibly going to win? They've got barely any tickets left. There's no way they can take this base. We've got it locked down. Well, notice the position of where our team are. Back in the base here, we've got pretty much my squad. Where's all the blues? We've got a couple of blues up the front. And this tends to be what we've got a couple in the base here. 1, 2, 3 over there. We've got 4 on the right hand side. Now this is my classic Battlefield syndrome. How did that guy not die, by the way? I remember saying this in game. I put a bloody RPG into him at nearly point blank range and then I shot him as well and he still didn't go down. Seriously, what the hell is up with that? Anyway, they've got A-armed now, annoyingly. And you can see that this guy's doing what we said. He's covering it from behind there. They've got two guys who've got 2 different positions covering it from 2 different angles. And already we have, you know, I was over there, got taken out. We don't really have anyone sort of moving back towards the area. They're all fighting on the street. Look, they're down on 7 tickets here. 7 tickets. Now I was moving up to the back. Look, but look what's covering it. Look what's covering it. It's the tank. And who's in the tank? Kai. Because Kai knows that that tank is the key. Now watch what happens here, the next one. And this is my point. You remember what I said before when I said once B gets armed, it's almost going to be impossible to disarm provided they have people there? Look what's happened. They have cleared the base using the tank and the support of people pushing forward. Kai has parked the tank straight outside B. Jizzler jumps out. He arms the target. Kai got it, but I know Jizzler's in that tank too. So Jizzler and Kai are working as a tank crew, okay? Just these 2 guys. And they have, in 10 tickets, managed to destroy both MCOMs. And that's what I say when I say a couple of people can really turn the game around. And I've said this before. A lot of people say that, you know, 1 or 2 people will not make a difference in Battlefield. It depends, okay? Sometimes if you're in a game and it depends a little bit on what map. Here we are, look, see, I was trying to get up to that tank, trying to put the pressure on, but just no, they're just denying us. It really depends on what map you're on, because some maps will allow for a little bit of movement when it comes to other players, but some maps will really not, okay? For example, Grand Bazaar. It can be very difficult, Grand Bazaar, bottleneck map like that, for an individual to make a difference. But on a wider map, which just gives you more leeway all around to move and kind of generally influence the enemy, it can be a little bit better. I was trying to get a kill there, but he just keeps on moving. And look where the tank is right now. Look, the tank is already moving for these objectives. And I have to say I was not prepared for how aggressively Kai and Jizz were going to actually sort of play onto this one. That guy coming behind me, no chance, my friend. Look at this. They've already armed B. They just put that tank straight up there. And where is it? It's right in the middle of the road. Now, can I also point out something else? Okay. Please notice how many other people are trying to destroy this tank. No one. Okay, it's just me. We've got our tank coming in here. And Kai, he jumps out, he knows I'm reloading that RPG and he knows he's coming for me on the kill. But this brings me to another good point, which is about class choices. Okay, and I made a video the other day talking about how to alternate your class choice and how it's important to prioritize it depending on the situation. And a couple of people pulled me down on this and they were like, Luetin, you never play a support and you never play a sniper, so why should we listen to you? Well, the point is it's not about how long you've played each class for. And also, for Christ's sake, I've played Bad Company 2 forever, Bad Company 1 and Battlefield 2 and blah blah blah, 1943, it goes on and on. So I think it'd be fair to say that I do have some mild experience when it comes to classes and weapon choices and all this kind of stuff. So, with that in mind, there is a reason why I play a hell of a lot more Assault and Engineer. The main reason is that when we're attacking, I need to play assault because sometimes there are team members who just sit back and refuse. Like for example we saw on the first base. Again, now notice please, we've skipped forward to this next section as well. Look at the tank. The tank here is up solo, but no one is up here. None of our team are up here. No one is trying to take this tank down. I am doing my best to try and get one disarmed. I managed to get a disarmed, but where the hell is my team? Look at these guys. There's 4 people here. They're right outside the area. The heli's moving in. Again, no pressure on the tank. The tank is destroying us. It's ruining us. And that tank, it's Kai and Jizzler. Two guys are ruining this game for us. Alright, we've managed to push up, but again, even though I got taken down, there was 3 guys right next to that A area coming up. Did not do anything. They did not come in, they did not clear the area. The tank is still up. The tank is still up. And this leads into me saying, why am I engineer? The reason I'm engineer when I'm defending is because quite often there is, okay, I run in, kill one guy, I'm trying to get it, I just cannot clear this area. I'm doing my very, very hardest to clear this area, but it's just not going to happen right now. And as I say, there's a reason why I'm engineer. It's because quite often nobody else is going for the tanks, the things that are causing the biggest problem. The whole reason why we're losing here is because of Jizzler and because of Kai in that tank. And I was saying this to people, I was like, guys, we must destroy the tank. Help me destroy the tank. We have to take the tank down. There is a huge distance when you get to these later bases between the last and the next base, so they have a huge running time. But with that tank, they can just drive up here and start laying the fire down on us. It's so important to take that tank out. I'm dropping some mines here, okay, hopefully slow it down, but it's a little bit dangerous. I know I should have stacked them on top of each other, blah blah blah, okay, but you know, it's really important to try and slow it down a little bit. The downside, of course, is they can just see them right on the wide open road. Anyway, but coming back to the whole class thing, okay, now obviously as recon I could go C4, I could have run up to the tank, and so, you know, that is a viable option. However, I like the fact that on this map you go from long to close range situations very, very quickly. You know, you're going to want a rifle like this, you're going to want a carbine or whatever it is you're using, okay? You want to have that kind of medium close range combat full auto situation here. I don't really want to go a sniper. I mean, snipers are good for sure for picking off targets, but I just find there's so many situations where they're going to let you down as well. Now here we can see they've armed A again, and notice as well, people that watch my channel, I haven't maybe mentioned it for a little bit of time now, but momentum has got to be one of the most important parts of Battlefield. It's got to be the most core principle. And people remember from my other video, okay, I made a video a long time ago and it was called OMF. The idea of that video, objective, momentum, flexibility, okay, one of my core things, and I get shot in the face by, guess who? Jizzler, using the tryhard M16. But okay, yeah, my key principle of Battlefield, objective, momentum, flexibility, OMF, okay? Objective, you should always be thinking about where the objective is, how you're going to get to it, or if you're defending, similarly, the same things, where the enemy going to come from, and where do you need to be to prevent them from getting to the objective. Momentum. If you're attacking, you want to have momentum. You want to move quickly from base to base and use that aggressive pushing to move quickly and knock the defenders off their feet. If you are a defender, well, you're going to want to knock momentum out of the enemy. Okay, you want to knock the wind out of them and stop them from moving up quickly. Once they have lost that momentum, you're going to find it's much easier to control those enemies. Oh dear, oh dear. And the last one, flexibility. You need to be able to change your class to suit the situation, whether that means playing the same class for 7 games in a row, or whether it means changing it every 10 minutes, okay? You need to play your class to suit changing situations on the battlefield, and sometimes that means playing a class that you don't necessarily want to play. Now, some people are going to say, whoa, we play for fun, and yeah, okay, if you want to play for fun, fine, you can do that. You can do whatever you want to do. You can run around throwing grenades and bouncing them off people to land on their head, or you can put C4, you know, on top of a tank and then whatever, who cares, I don't know. Alright, if you want to play like that, you can play like that. But if you want to play to win, and you want to play to be part of your team, and you want to take the objective seriously, you want to play each game like you're really, really getting in the mix, and you want to do it, because that's what I do, and that's what I find is the most fun part of Battlefield, is playing as a good, hard team, and getting everything you can out of it, doing it clean, defending, locking down, okay, taking those targets out. That is, to me, what I find really enjoyable. So I hope this has been a mild help, and I want to the main reason for this video going up is that I just wanted to highlight how 1 or 2 people can have a really important, you know, role in the game. And I also wanted to highlight how just 2 people in this tank, look, they're back again, Kai, Jizzler, they're in the tank. I talk so often about prioritizing dangerous targets. how can this tank still be up? Okay, we've got our tank here, we've got our whole team. There should be more people than me trying to put a bit of pressure onto this tank, especially because in this game I was going, take out the tank, take out the tank. And, you know, I really needed a little bit of help on this one. So this has been an utter failure of a game, alright? We started off quite strongly, but to be honest, the only reason we started strongly is because the enemy team were not really pushing forward and being aggressive. But as soon as Kai and Gisela really started putting the pressure on, suddenly their team were like, wow, these guys are pushing forward, so maybe we can too. And now look, their team has gone from being lazy and sitting back to being really aggressive. They took 2 bases in a matter of minutes just by using that combination of a tank team. So again, that's the end of this video. We're just coming right up to the end here. I'm pretty sure B gets taken out soon. I don't really have a lot left to add on to this one. But I just, as I say, I think it's important to show losses as well as wins. And it's always important, I think, to show games where you haven't performed as well or you have. I learned from them. When you don't have a good round, it's where you learn. You sort of look at your situation, you look at your gameplay, and you go, yeah, you know, I screwed up there. You have to try and think of it, try and keep it in your head for your next game and sort of play forward with that. So I hope this one has been helpful. I'm going to be posting some more. For anybody playing on my server, now obviously I'm out of London this Christmas, okay, so I will not be around to play Battlefield until I get back, which is going to be like, I don't know, the 28th or something like that. And then I will be back on and I'll be playing. But my server will be up, and I've got a DT on there, he'll be an admin or whatever. And I'm still trying to take this tank down. I must get the tank down. Oh, and look, whilst I was turned away, base gets armed. Oh, I said this at the time. I remember I said this. I was like, guys, there's 6 people on the MCOM. How can they possibly have armed the objective? What the hell? You know, seriously, what the hell did they do there? Did they just run through the 6 guys? And then they were like, oh no, they were on the roof or something. Open your eyes, people. This is another reason why I find myself often in situations I don't want to be, because the second I take my eyes off an objective, it just gets armed. How? How does this happen? Oh, what a frustrating game, and it just gets worse and worse from this point now. We're just getting ground, chewed up and spat out. They've got a recon position on top of this building right here. Nobody's going up there to try and take it out. This game's pretty much like over right now. But yes, anyway, so back to my server, sorry. Yeah, my server, a bit of a scrappy end to this round, to be honest. My server, I will be rotating it, okay? It'll be a mixture of this and other things. I'll probably play between my standard setup, which is a load of rush maps and a couple of conquests thrown in. Oh my god, Kai, you hand me out so hard. I hate you. Anyway, I hope you appreciate this one, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Please leave your thoughts and comments about defending games, your own tips and stuff like that. I will have some more stuff coming up. Look at the map right now. Look at that concentration of red targets. They're all on that roof. But yeah, it's ridiculous that nobody's tried to get up there or throw a grenade or try and deal with it in any way. But anyway, well, this has been this little round, guys. I hope it's been sort of a vague interest and help. I do think it's interesting to look at games like this because I really find it helpful to look at, especially at that first base and the successive second and third bases. Those are the most important ones. To see that Gisela and Kai could have such a dominating role in the game and to really overwhelm us just by the use of that tank crew there. And I think it also goes to highlight how important prioritising your targets is and really laying down the RPG or javelin fire, whatever you want to use to take those targets out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you for some more Battlefield stuff very soon.